Alright guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'll be taking you through my exact entry model and how to trade it, as well as helping you make adjustments to your own entry model. So let's get straight into it. So the first thing you're going to have to decide for your entry model is the time frames that you're going to enter on. So if you're a day trader, if you're a scalper, if you're a swing trader, it all depends. I personally am a day trader slash scalper, and so my model is based off of the 5-minute, the 15-minute, at max the 1 hour, and also the 1 minute chart. So these are the four time frames that I look for entries. Of course, if you're a swing trader, you'd use the 4 hour chart, the daily chart, the weekly chart. And if you're a hyper scalper, you'd use the 5 second chart, the 15 second chart, and at max the 1 minute chart. Me personally, I'm a day trader. I look for intraday swing trades, and these are the time frames I use. Primarily the 5-minute and the 15-minute chart. The second principle of your entry model will be the macro slash kill zone that you're going to choose. Me personally, I trade from the 950 to 1010 macro, and also the 10 to 11 kill zone. Of course, you can trade in PM session. Of course, you can even trade before market opens in the pre-market. Me personally, I trade from 950 to 1010, utilizing that 4 hour close and that 10 a.m. open. Most of my trades come from 10 to 11 a.m. Eastern time. So with the foundation of my model out the way, I'll be talking about the specifics of what I look for in the market to engage with the market and to place my trades. So let's get straight into it. So the number one thing I look for is SMT divergence. Without an SMT, there is no trade. I look for an SMT divergence no matter what, because it is the telling sign of where the institutions actually want to go and where the markets are actually going to head towards. Without an SMT in my model, there is no trade, and without an SMT, I can't literally take a trade in my model. The number two thing in my model is a higher time frame PD array, such as fair value gaps or order blocks. I use 1 hour or higher PD arrays in my trading. The third thing is the entry technique that I use to engage in the market, and that is a change in the state of delivery, a SysD. Without a SysD, I do not get into trades. As you can understand, my model is named the SysD model, so without a lower time frame SysD off of the higher time frame PD array, I cannot take a trade. In the fourth step of the SysD model, we require two trades towards smooth edges slash equal highs or equal lows. Shout out to Afiz, he is the one who taught me this. We trade towards equal highs or equal lows no matter what, as those are the key drawn liquidities in the markets, and those allow us to have those low resistance liquidity runs down to these equal highs slash lows. And the fifth requirement is a 1 to 1.5 to 6 R. I always look for these type of trades, and this is the minimum R that I would take on a trade. So this is the SysD model that I use to trade. This is what goes behind my thought process when engaging the markets. I hope you guys can learn and use this model and also create your own models in the future. So let's get straight into some examples of my model. This is an example of my model playing out. Right here, we have a 4 hour BISI that we tapped into. We can go down to the lower time frames and take a look at this now. We can fast forward. We have a nice reaction right here, and as you can see with this open right here, we have SMT with ES at this low, as Nasdaq took this low while ES did not take this low. So we have SMT, a tap into a higher time frame PD array. If we go down to the lower time frames, we have a SysD above this high. So let's mark this out. A SysD above this high. Now let's just wait for that SysD to occur. The SysD now occurs at this high, and we have our entry right here on this SysD. So we can enter right here, and the position will look something like this. We have our entry right here, stop loss below right here, and we would target the internal range of liquidity, as we always go from ERL to IRL. So we're going to be targeting these equal swing highs right here. So let the trade play out. As you can see, the trade played out and we successfully secured a 2.3 R. Here is another example of how you could have used my model to engage in the market. We have this 15-minute PD array right here that we tap into at 9:45. We have SMT right here as NAS took the internal low while ES didn't take that internal low. So we have SMT, we have the higher time frame PD rate. Now, so now down to the lower time frame, we have an SMT inside this fair value gap right here. And we also have our sysd that has occurred over here. So a candle body closure above this down close candle would be a valid sysd. So we'd enter right here. Our stops would be under this swing low right here, and we target the 15-minute swing high. And this is a perfect trade that I actually took on this day. So this is how my model works, and this is the foundation of my model, and you can use this model every single day to engage with the markets.